Okay, this is day 136, and this is part two. And speaking of Potomac here and bridges, let's talk about three bridges, and let's talk about three IAC bridges. Put it this way, let's talk about AIC bridges, or move those letters around however you want for Innovation Center. But the three bridges I'm going to talk about is one is an intellectual property or an espionage bridge, which is Eric Schmidt. I believe he is going to be that bridge, both for MIT as well as kind of the Mossad Ehud Barak bridge that we've developed between DC here and New York. And then I think you're also going to have a minerals bridge. There's a minerals bridge or train line or whatever you want to call it to Kazakhstan. It's a minerals express. So there's three interesting bridges in this story. We talked about fiddlers yesterday. Today, well, let's talk about bridges. A lot of people make a lot about the connection between John Brennan and the president. Yes, he was in 1979. He did a lot of bridge work as far as probably this opium to weapons bridge. But again, he's a State Department employee. He's just doing his thing. He's teaching farmers to cut over to opium from rice or whatever. So I'm going to give the president a pass here, but I am going to say he was involved in this bridge, this AIC bridge, if you get to, or alphabet bridge, if you will. And that is a bridge still very much in play today with the Awans, I believe. The Awans are the kind of the descendants, the kind of the kids or the kids' inheriting that Zbig Brzezinski, that double Z bridge. And then we talked about down here with Eric Schmidt, and what's come out is Martin Schmidt is actually the head of technology transfer at MIT, and of course we've got Ehud Barak, and we've got that whole connection with Huma Abedin and Hillary, and getting the technology over to the Tatas now through Eric Schmidt. So that's another bridge, and of course we know all about Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan's the weird city. It's so weird and so ugly, you know something has to be underneath. And what I think it is underneath is what was there before, which was uranium spinning, and then when they were done with their uranium spinning, they would spin a little bit more uranium. And what that gives the kind of the elites is this sense of comfort. You know, everything we'll ever need, all the power we'll ever need is underneath our feet. We don't have to go anywhere. We've got our whole world here. You know, it's our world. We've got our investments on top, these ugly, ugly, ugly buildings, and we've got our power plant below our feet. And that's really why I think China is so anxious to not only take the minerals of China, but the minerals of everybody along that China to Kazakhstan train. So here we've really got this CIA School of Mines here. We've got the kind of the Ehud Barak, a school of intellectual theft. And then we've also got the opium for guns bridge. Because so there's three bridges. So there you go. Now, Julian Assange tweeted about one of the bridges, this Rainmaker, Operation Rainmaker. He was talking about how Obama was involved in this. These CIA hackers were actually using GIF animations. And we can get to the story here, but it was this double Z project. Here it is. Okay, so you get FIDI is what that is. And a lot of the Awans actually have that kind of, shuffle off the top of the money bills. So here's Double Zebra. And everyone asked me, what's Double Zebra? I just saw this an hour ago. And I said, well, that's easy. That's Zbigniew Brzezinski. There's the first Z and there's the second Z, Brzezinski. So if you don't remember Zbig going into Pakistan and setting up the ISI with the drugs for weapons business, here it is.
U.S. National Security Advisor Brzezinski flew to Pakistan to set about rallying resistance. He wanted to arm the Mujahideen without revealing America's role. On the Afghan border near the Khyber Pass, he urged the soldiers of God to redouble their efforts.
We know of their deep belief in God, and we are confident that their struggle will succeed. That land over there is yours. You'll go back to it one day because your fight will prevail and you'll have your homes and your mosques back again because your cause is right and God is on your side.
I will guarantee you Mohammed Shah is in that crowd right there. I will go on record right now to say that Mohammed Shah is in. Now, for those who don't know McDuff, that he is the son of the FBI agent that John F. Kennedy put in charge of breaking the CIA into 1,000 pieces. And a lot of people didn't know who McDuff was and didn't know the whole backstory here. And then, if you don't know the backstory of Ashinagan Farewell, we had this director, Hollywood director guy, Mike Edmond, come to the site who make $1 million a year and so forth, and said that Ashinagan Farewell made Ken Burns throw up in his mouth when I did my original version. So I've upgraded. Here it is, Ashigan Farewell. Here we go.
You're supporting us today.
Fiddlin' John, at your service, sir.
Are you going to bring out some whistleblowers for us today?
Oh, we got whistles, we got fiddles, we got everything you need.
Okay, so we're going to play Ashigun Farewell.
Maybe. Maybe. You're not going to get a copyright strike, are you?
No, I don't think so.
And I have not got a copyright strike yet.
We'll take our.
And of course, the idea of the Civil War theme is that we are currently engaged in a civil war, maybe more of an information war, but it really relies the same courage and patriotism that the Civil War did to come forward to take on evil. And John's ring there being given to him by the Special Forces is emblematic of that for his father and his father's work with Special Forces in trying to break up the CIA into 1,000 pieces. So I asked the question, who does Navy Intel work for now? Alphabet or our country? Who do the whistleblowers need to have allegiance toward? Our country, the people who work in that Capitol or at the White House, or Alphabet? We need to have allegiance to those who would travel high speed from Shanghai to Astana to count their money at night while their uranium spins 24 hours a day underground? Or do we have more allegiance to those that are at the top of that hill?